All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, thank you once again for each and every one of you spending some time with us out in Europe. Obviously, good evening to many of you. Good morning and good afternoon to the rest of you around the world. My name is Max Garza III. Tonight, you're going to hear more information about a very explosive company that has a cryptocurrency coin that is going to change human culture for decades to come. So you're going to hear a presentation from the Power On Xpress. We're titling this Business 1.0, guys. And as you can see this beautiful slide right now, it's talking about Power On Xpress and smarter energy for the entire world. So once again, guys, I have a background in cryptocurrency, and the reason why my company and I are so excited is because we see how it's allowing people in everyday countries that don't have access to banking modalities reach out and be able to use cryptocurrencies, whether it's Bitcoin, Dash, Ethereum, Monero, and blockchain technology to make purchases of services and products. Now, the reason why it's exciting for our company is because at the end of the day, guys, we have 7.5 billion global citizens around the world, but we're talking about anywhere from 3.5 to 4.5 billion do not have access to banking infrastructure. So at the end of the day, the one thing that many of them do have, we have 6 million mobile connected devices around the world. So as long as these people have a mobile device and an internet connection, guys, they can start using cryptocurrencies like the XECoin, Bitcoin, Dash, Ethereum to now start being able to purchase products and services around the world. Now, obviously, many people understand what is going on in other countries, guys. When you have a centralized modality of banking infrastructure, a lot of times they get hacked. Around the world, we've seen this, right? Banks get hacked, governments get hacked. Just last year, we heard about Home Depot and millions of people having their information purged, right? So this is another reason why blockchain technology is very valuable to many of you that are hearing about it for the first time. It is decentralized. No one country owns it. No one government owns it. No one person can mess with it. It's on a peer-to-peer network. It's like a public ledger, guys. And when you're talking about digital cash, remember, it's more efficient, it's cheaper to use, and just as an example, for many of us that have family members around the world, instead of using banks in the future and obviously having to pay wire fees and exchange fees in the future when we're sending XECoin or Bitcoin or Ethereum, obviously it's instantaneous. And we don't have to worry about asking a bank for permission to send money, and thereby, cutting down on fees that banks, Western Union, and MoneyGram charge us as global citizens to send money around the world. Guys, you're talking about a $580 billion a year industry, and at the end of the day, more people, more merchants are moving over to blockchain technology and cryptocurrency, not just because it's cheaper and more efficient, but it's also safer, guys. So let's get started. Now, our company has one simple question for all of you around the world. Are you switched on? And of course you are. We all are. From our cell phones to our cars, our homes, our schools, and even our sources of food, without energy, we are powerless. Ladies and gentlemen, literally powerless. Our whole existence depends on production, distribution, and consumption of energy. One tradable commodity none of us can live without. Now, we're talking about three huge disruptive industries, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about network marketing, we're talking about blockchain technology, and we're also talking about energy storage. Now, the reason why network marketing is such a disruptive industry, guys, you got to remember, it is the greatest distribution channel this planet has ever seen. Because at the end of the day, every single day, guys, we're talking about almost 200, or every year, we're talking about $200 billion in services and products are being exchanged through a network marketing modality. Now, obviously, blockchain technology is going to change the way we do things in everyday life for decades to come, ladies and gentlemen. In the future, let's talk about the Ethereum blockchain. You're talking about smart contract technology where you'll be able to do land deeds, car registrations, medical records, voting records. Blockchain technology, I tell people this, guys. You're going to remember this conversation, hopefully, like you did in 1992 or 1993 when you started hearing about the internet, right? When somebody demystified what the internet was for you and you understood that the first internet was the internet of information. Well, now with blockchain technology, guys, and the energy storage revolution, we're calling that the second internet, the internet of money. Now, obviously, guys, with energy storage, you got to understand one thing. Every country is looking to move towards a more renewable source of energy, right? Because at the end of the day, a lot of the infrastructure around the world, when we're talking about utility grids, is very, very old. We're talking about ancient technology from the 40s, 50s, and 60s. But at the end of the day, more and more people are taking advantage of solar PV systems on their roofs, on their businesses, industrial centers. And also what you're starting to see, guys, is they're trying to move away from those local utilities that don't have the necessary infrastructure, right? So basically becoming their own micro utilities. And we're talking about billions upon billions of dollars will be put into energy storage solutions here in 2017 and moving forward. So you're seeing something at its very genesis, guys, and you're able to take advantage of it now. So let's talk about cryptocurrency. After only 8 years, Bitcoin alone has a market cap of around US 15 billion, disrupting the concept of money for all time and opening the door for other digital currencies. Now, XECoin is equally disruptive, being 100% backed by renewable energy and operating on the Ethereum blockchain with smart contracts for full transparency. Why is this exciting, and why should you get super excited about this, guys? Remember, in the future, many countries, many global citizens are moving to renewable energy. Imagine not needing an intermediary for a contract, right? No more middlemen, saving money for your global clients and your families, but also efficiency. And remember, it's on a decentralized peer-to-peer network, so you're talking about you're going to have way more security in that Ethereum blockchain, guys. Now, remember, for the very first time in history, we're talking about a coin on a global public exchange and on an Ethereum blockchain that is literally backed by a commodity, guys, by clean, green, renewable energy, by physical products and services from our parent company, XECoin, and carbon credits, guys. The reason why that's exciting, Bitcoin right now is making a big run past $1,000 again. But Bitcoin is a lot like the United States dollar, guys. We're talking about fiat currency, F-I-A-T. Fiat currency, nothing backs Bitcoin just like the dollar, guys. Richard Nixon took the United States dollar off the gold standard in the 70s. And after that, if, let's say, right now, if you gave me a United States dollar, I trust you, you trust me, we trust the government, and that's what gives the dollar value. Same with Bitcoin, guys. It's basically trust, right? And then supply and demand that's given it valuation. So imagine you're seeing a coin that not only is going to have massive stability, but also massive valuation for decades to come because it's actually backed by actual tangible things, right? So pretty powerful. So now let's talk about the XECoin, the XEC. Just like Bitcoin, guys, XECoin's value is based upon supply and demand. However, the intrinsic value of each coin is also 100% underwritten by stored energy, generated from current and future assets and revenues of XECoin. So let's talk more about energy storage. More than 2/3 of all energy produced is wasted due to inefficiencies in the centralized distribution model. In the USA alone, this amounts to over $700 billion in annual losses. Clearly, there is a huge opportunity for disruption right there. These stats come from the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory, guys. But obviously, as you know, you see rolling blackouts all around the world, again, because infrastructure for those local utilities are very old, right? And if you think about it, this is why many governments are trying to take as much of that electricity load off of their utilities as possible, opening the door for energy storage solutions around the world. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, energy storage solutions, and when we talk about cryptocurrencies, they have no territorial restrictions, so you can basically have consumers and marketing partners all around the world. So now let's talk about the new economics of energy storage. This is an article, guys, and this source is from the McKinsey Institute. Basically what they're talking about is that energy storage can make money right now. Now, finding the opportunities requires digging into real-world data, and obviously, as everyone knows right now around the world, energy storage is a favorite technology of the future for good reasons. Many of you have heard of companies like Tesla, right? Many of you have heard of companies like Orison Energy. Tesla right now is doing a pilot program in Australia with wall batteries, basically allowing those citizens in Australia and New Zealand to become grid independent, right? to basically become a micro-utility like what we're going to be doing with XECoin. And this is happening all around the world, ladies and gentlemen, and you're seeing it before the trend even hits the market, really. So many people see affordable storage as the missing link between intermittent renewable power, such as solar and wind, and 24/7 reliability. Now, obviously, utilities are intrigued, guys, because we're going to take a lot of the electricity load off of them, saving them money when they have all those blackouts and need technicians to go out and fix everything, right? So now let's talk about network marketing. Now, network marketing is estimated to be a 178 billion worldwide market according to several sources. And as you know, guys, many people around the world will sit down and talk to somebody they know rather than somebody that just kind of cold calls them and they have no relationship with, right? So now let's talk about our vision for XECoin Incorporated. Our vision is to create a better, cleaner, and cheaper way to provide energy to the whole world. Now, our founder, this good-looking gentleman right here, Mr. Don Nasanka, is the chairman, president, and CEO of XECoin. Now, he's the former director at Enersys Inc., which is the world's largest industrial battery company. He's the founder of Kokum America and Dow Kokum, which was the first lithium polymer plant in the U.S. He's also the founder of XECoin, our parent company, and invested in several green companies. Now, one of the things that I find very fascinating about Don, guys, is not just his intelligence, but his passion for people. He has a passion to help people around the world. He's also a distinguished alumni of the University of Central Missouri. He's had an outstanding career, and he's the originator of the Innovation Campus, which was recognized by former President Barack Obama. But also, one of the things that I found very illuminating about Mr. Don was that he was honored by the Lumina Foundation, which is the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Many of you right now that have Microsoft software, Bill Gates, yeah, that's the guy. They basically honored Don for his contribution to education and the idea of Innovation Campus. So as you can see, guys, we literally have somebody that is steering this ship 100%, but because of his connections to these companies and these leaders of industry, we are looking at a gold mine, guys, because at the end of the day, there is no better story than what Don Nasanka can present for us to be able to feel confident going out and sharing what we're doing. So now, let's talk a little more about energy storage. So XECoin is one of the leading producers of distributed energy storage system technology and a pioneer in this industry today. Now, combining advanced nanotechnology with proven power management enables XECoin to provide efficient energy storage systems that are portable, modular, and can be easily tied to existing infrastructure. Storing power is now easier and in your hands. And on the right-hand side of your screen, guys, you see a ESS tower. Now, we got to see these physical products in Anaheim, California. We did an actual training with Mr. Don Nasanka. And guys, literally, remember, Don owns the company. He could have somebody do the training for him, but he did the training himself, the entire training. And that blew my mind, right? I haven't seen owners of companies do that very often, but it's very refreshing to know that this guy cares so much about not just us and the ability to understand the products. As an example, if you look at the top of this ESS tower, it's got a battery management system. In the middle, you're talking about security software. At the bottom, you're seeing thermal management, so it doesn't overheat. You basically have stackable battery stages up here, advanced batteries. Guys, these ESS towers can power a restaurant, it can power a warehouse, a hotel. I mean, one of the things that we were excited about was being able to hold these vertical docks. On the right-hand side, what you see, these blades right here, they're all 1 kW of energy when fully charged, guys. So basically 1,000 watts. Now, the reason why we're excited about Vertigo, many of you know people that drive around all the time, right? Let's talk about people that drive for Uber, Lyft. Maybe they deliver parcels, right? So imagine every single car that was produced past the year 2008 has what's called a 6-pin. If you look at this awesome vehicle right here, every vehicle has a 6-pin past 2008 in the back, and you can actually dock these vertical docks in the back. You can connect them to the car. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you're driving your vehicle around your country, maybe you're visiting your folks, right? Maybe you're visiting friends for work. Maybe you drive. Maybe you are an Uber or Lyft driver. As you're driving around, your vehicle produces energy. from your alternator to your battery to your brakes to your exhaust. Well, now imagine, ladies and gentlemen, if you have your vertigo dock connected to your vehicle, now you're recharging these blades. Now, let's say you get to the office or to the home and you want to recharge your iPhone, your Galaxy S7 Edge, your iPad, your Android tablet, you name it. You pull one of these blades off, guys, connect it because it's got USB ports, and boom, now you're recharging all your mobile devices. What about if your home has a solar PV system attached or a wind renewable system attached or biomass? You can you can actually connect your vertigo docks, your blades to that renewable energy system. And let's just say that the average home around the world uses between 1,500 to 3,500 kilowatt hours, right, per month. Well, imagine, guys, if you have 10 of these blades fully recharged, you're talking about 10,000 watts. You could literally be powering your house for a month or 2 months, just depending on your consumption. This is why we are so excited about the future, ladies and gentlemen, because many people around the world are looking for renewable sources of energy, but they're also looking for energy storage solutions. And for those of you that are hearing this for the very first time, guys, you can go to www.exergonics.com. That's www.exergonix.com. When you get on there, guys, once you see what our parent company does and more about Don Nasanka and his entire team at Exergonics, it will blow your mind. So now here on this slide, guys, we have a business structure. We're talking about compliance, legal, audits, and accounting. On the left-hand side, you can see the Exergonics Management, which is Exergonics Investments Ltd. They 100% basically manage Exergonics, and then if we go down and we follow these lines, Exergonics acquired Coda Energy, and we also have Vertigo Dock, also Neighborhood Power, and Bioactis. So all of these companies, guys, fall under the Exergonics Investment Ltd. Now, if you look at the right-hand side, we're talking about the Exergonics Investment Partners. Exergonics Investment Trust, obviously we go down to Global Power Pte. Ltd. That's the marketing arm, guys. So when we're talking about Power On Xpress, we're the marketing arm for Exergonics. When we look at the Exergonics Holding Inc., obviously now we're talking about the XECoin, guys. So whenever you get this PowerPoint from the person that invited you today, guys, all you have to do is basically understand that Exergonics is our parent company, and obviously having a parent company of their scale allows us to have massive growth for decades to come. So now let's talk about the investment trust. Obviously, as you know, we have Vertigo, Albadora, Coda Energy, and all of this goes to underwrite the XECoin around the world, ladies and gentlemen, on global public exchanges for cryptocurrency, which is even more phenomenal. So how do we make this all work, ladies and gentlemen? On your screen right now, what you see a Exergonics 40-foot shipping container. Basically, guys, this is an energy storage solution that's modular. But at the end of the day, you can fit about 5 to 6 of those ESS towers inside of this energy storage solution. Guys, if you put 2 of these, let's say that you put it in an area where there was a natural disaster like a tornado, a hurricane. If you wanted to basically power 800 residential homes, 2 of these containers could do that job, guys. You're talking about producing 1 megawatt to 4 megawatts per hour. I mean, that's why we get excited about countries that have little infrastructure or, are hit with natural disasters all the time. This is why energy storage solutions are very, very valuable. And this is why many more people are starting to get more renewable sources of energy on their homes, businesses, and industrial complexes. Because if the power goes out and they, as an example, they have a solar PV system attached and an energy storage solution, they don't have to worry about when the utility is going to come and fix the poles and wires, right? So the beautiful thing about these modular systems is you can plug them into conventional energy plants, biomass, hydro, solar, wind. And remember, guys, we're trying to capture 67% of the wasted energy so that we can provide our clients cheaper, cleaner, better energy, right? And remember, guys, all of this is going to go to underwrite the XECoin and give it not just value, but stability. So now let's talk about some products, right? So the exchange energy units, or the XEU, now XE units are the product members, or what the product members get when they buy a power plant in the Power On Xpress. So XEU is a proprietary unit of energy, initially 1 watt, which can be utilized within the Vertigo product range or sold on the internal exchange. So obviously, guys, the XEU usage: 1, it can be traded amongst the members on an internal exchange. 2, it can be redeposited into our loyalty program. And 3, it can be converted to XECoin and transferred to your hot wallet to use as normal cryptocurrency around the world. So what you see right here, guys, is a kiosk, a Vertigo kiosk. Remember, what is going on around the world as we speak, guys? And if you look in the background, you're talking about smart grid technology, right? Utility-size technology. But guys, remember, right now we're starting to see a lot more electric vehicles around the world, right? Obviously, in North America, South America, the UK, a lot of Europe, you're starting to see more Tesla electric vehicles, Ford, Toyota. Many of these manufacturers are reducing their carbon footprints. But where do you think they have to go to power up their vehicles, right? This is why you're going to start seeing a lot of Vertigo docks or Vertigo kiosks being implemented and deployed all around the world. So let's talk about soil healing systems. Remember, we've got 30 years of research. We've tested it with the SGS team. We've got patented technology, and we've got worldwide exclusivity through our Power On Xpress marketing partners, guys. I mean, remember, you're talking about Power On Xpress, Albador, and Exergonics. This is a win-win-win situation. Why? Because remember, guys, many of us live in territories where the soil has been farmed so much that it is infertile, right? But obviously, in the future, with our bioactives technology, people will be able to grow agriculture or to grow crops all around the world. It doesn't matter if the soil has been depleted of minerals and vitamins. That's what's exciting. So now, let's talk about phase 2, the decentralization of energy. Welcome to the age of the prosumer, right? The term was coined and predicted by futurist Alvin Toffler in his 1980 book, The Third Wave, in which people become both consumers and producers, and in our case, that's with energy, right? He also predicted the internet and many other trends we see now in society. But don't forget, guys, just like you saw the first wave of the internet, right? The internet of information. Now you're starting to see the second wave, the second internet, the internet of money. And we hope that at the end of the day, you understand one thing. Many of us were young when we saw the internet. We didn't really understand it, but we knew, hey, look, I can send email around the world, right? I didn't understand what hypertext transfer protocol was at that time, but I didn't care because I could send an email to anyone around the world with one click of a button. Same thing is happening all over again with cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, guys. So that's why we tell you, thank you so much for being a visionary, but make sure you take action, today and in the future, because you are going to be the driving force for our company. And thank you very much. Now let's talk about phase 1, the digitization of energy. Basically, energy plus blockchain equals the future. So phase 2, the decentralization of energy, which is peer-to-peer power solutions. Guys, obviously at the end of the day, you understand one thing. We as a company, we have some products that are going to change the way people not only buy and sell energy on local utilities and local exchanges, but we have products that are going to change human culture. We've already talked about the Vertigo dock, right? And obviously the ability for people to be able to recharge mobile devices, plug them into their renewable energy systems at homes. We've talked about Vertigo kiosks and how those are going to help us obviously provide power for all the electric vehicles that are being produced, mass-produced as we speak, right? And then we're going to be talking more in the future about cube technology and how it doesn't matter if you live in a deregulated or regulated territory for energy, you'll be able to save 20 to 30% on your local utilities every single month with our cube technology in the future. So now the timeline is defined, ladies and gentlemen. We have a track record in the industry, a well-thought-out plan. As an example, in 2003, we were working with nanocell development and automotive powertrains. Guys, one of Don's early companies, Dow Kokum, they were the ones that helped Lotus create their very first electric vehicle. So Lotus basically had Don's Dow Cook batteries in their very first electric car, and then a few years later, obviously you know about Tesla, right? Tesla came in and purchased that technology. Now in 2008, Don and his companies were working with defense and aerospace applications. Don was helping the U.S. military provide better solutions for batteries on soldiers, but also for their nuclear submarines and other fleets. In 2010, he was working with battery management systems. In 2012, his companies got into energy storage system development and solar power purchase agreements. 2014 brought vehicle systems, and just this past year in 2016, Exergonics acquired Coda Energy. Now, obviously, we're looking at 2017 and the launch of Vertigo and Cube deployment, guys. Again, Cube deployment's big because at the end of the day, if you use energy, which is probably about 99% of us, and you want to save money every single month, Cube technology will allow you to do that. And obviously, when you hear more about Vertigo and the power to be able to buy and sell energy back to the grid, that could be very lucrative for many of you that are always driving, right? Now, when we talk about 2018, we're talking about home systems, guys. So imagine between 2018 and 2019, we'll have home systems and Vertigo kiosks that will be launched around the world. Now, again, why are home systems very, very popular right now? Because people are trying to become grid independent. Imagine, guys, not having to worry about drawing power from your local utility, basically becoming your own micro utility, and also being able to sell energy back to the grid if you so choose. Now, 2020 will bring other power purchase agreements with other renewables such as wind, biomass, hydroelectric, you name it, guys. Literally, we're going to get into all kinds of other renewables moving forward. And so this is why we tell people, get off to a fast start and get some XECoins while they are still less than 10 cents, guys. Imagine being able to purchase Bitcoins back in 2009 and 10 when they were valued between a penny and 10 cents. This is what you're seeing once again, guys. Do not, I tell people this all the time, do not just be a visionary, but take massive action. Because not only can you change the financial future of your family, but other families around the world. And a lot of times, ladies and gentlemen, when you take the eyes off yourself and you put them on other people and you help them get what they want, guess what happens to you? Money will chase you for the rest of your life. But you got to understand to become a servant leader, right? To help others before you help yourself. So now on your screen, ladies and gentlemen, these are all our power plans for the Power On Xpress. Now, if you look at the very top, we got a Power Plan 1 all the way down to a Power Plan 7. We got the prices in euros. So as an example, the Power Plan 1 is 199 euro. Power Plan 2 is 599 euro. One of our most exciting plans that a lot of people are kind of gravitating to, guys, is the Power Plan 5. So on this Power Plan 5, as an example, it's 5,099 euro. You get 50,000 XE units will be awarded within that package. Now, the personal sales and the group sales, obviously, depending on if it's personal or team volume, it's 5,000 euros. The binary cap is 30,000 euros per week, and then the binary percentage is 10 to 12%. Now, guys, what you got to remember is at the end of the day, we tell people one thing. Even though that it's not mandatory that you purchase a power plan, Power Plan 1 or Power Plan 5 or Power Plan 7, many people are purchasing these plans because they saw what happened with Bitcoin. They saw how Bitcoin went from 1 penny to 10 cents. And right before the webinar, you got to see some of the exchange prices, right? It was trading at over $1,000. Local Bitcoins was trading over $1,100 per Bitcoin. And the only thing that those people had on all of us is timing, right? Many of those people had timing. If not, many of us would have pulled the trigger when it was at 10 cents, 50 cents, $1. So this is why we tell people it is not mandatory that you purchase a power plan, but obviously if you're looking at the passive side of being able to get the coins while they're at 10 cents, remember, guys, if this coin starts going up to 50 cents, $1, $5, $20, I mean, you name it, right? And then you get to a point where you're comfortable with the price point, and let's say you sell some of your coins, then everything in the middle is the profit margin for you. And all you did was you just bought it, you purchased the coins at a price point that was a low valuation, right? So I tell people, The passive component of this is phenomenal. We have people that are purchasing Power Plan 5, 6, 7s because they see the value in seeing something at its very genesis. So now let's talk about the loyalty award program. Basically, you can customize your own reward. On the left-hand side, guys, after 30 days, you may freely sell or trade 10% of your XEUs each and every month. Now, until August 2017, you will receive 1.5% extra XEUs every week on all locked XEUs, basically giving you a 72% per year in loyalty award. Now, why is that impressive, guys? Remember, if somebody was giving you extra Bitcoins just because you're trying to create more supply and demand in the market, I'm pretty sure many of you would say yes, right? So I tell people, just like Bitcoin, just like Ethereum, just like Dash, Monero, this company will reward you for loyalty. And what I tell people, guys, is remember, Ethereum kind of is in the same position as many other cryptocurrencies in their infancy. You know, they started off at a penny, at 10 cents, and just the other day they were trading at over $11 per Ether. And I tell people, I mean, to be able to have a coin, an XECoin, that is backed by clean, green, renewable energy, physical products from exergonics and services, and carbon credits, we're gonna create some records, guys. Just you watch. So now, how the program works, guys? At the very left of the screen, you see you buy a power purchase or power plan, right, guys? So you got your XEUs, 1.5% as a loyalty award weekly, monthly. You're talking about being able to sell 10% of your XECoins. You can trade that on the exchange, re-enter into the program, or purchase products if you so choose in the future, guys. Now, obviously, the other 90% is locked. Remember, every 30 days, you can sell 10% of your XECoins. And guys, remember, at the end of the day, everybody has their coins on a wallet. So what I tell people is to be able to sell on a global public exchange and have your own wallets on your Mac, Linux, or PC. That's very valuable because that allows you to see that we're an actual cryptocurrency, a global cryptocurrency. So now, let's talk about unmatched compensation plans that offers you an Infinity direct sales bonus, a dual team bonus, and an Infinity matching bonus, and a weekly loyalty award. So the very first way we get paid, ladies and gentlemen, it's called a direct sales bonus. If you look on the left-hand side, right when you begin, because remember, guys, you can secure your position today, and I advise you to secure your position today because it's free. It's not mandatory to purchase a power plan if you so choose. But I just tell people, even if you come in for free or you purchase a power plan, on your first generation, you can earn a 5% bonus on all direct sales. Now, on your second generation, as soon as you get 6,000 euros in personal sales, now you just triggered another 3% bonus. And on your third generation, when you have reached 10,000 euros in personal sales, another 2%. So guys, remember, generations are not levels. You can have 10 to 25 levels per generation. But if you look at the far hand right, what people are super excited about on this direct sales bonus, guys, from your fourth generation to infinity, as soon as you hit 250,000 euros in personal sales, you can earn a 1% infinity bonus all the way down to infinity. Remember, infinity does not stop at level 2,000, level 200. It goes on and on and on. Now, a little side note, guys. All infinity bonuses paid down to the next member in your team who qualifies. So basically, if your members are qualifying for that infinity bonus, you're doing a really good job, and you're plugging your people in, and obviously there's more commas in your commission check. Now, also, you must have a Power Plan 5 package or higher to qualify for any infinity bonus. So just FYI, many of you right now are starting off for free, securing a position. Many of you are coming in at Power Plan 5. So guys, where there's a will, there's a way. So now let's talk about the dual team bonus. So as an example, guys, right off the bat, when you get started with us, the minimum requirement to earn a dual team bonus, you obviously have to have one personally sponsored paid marketing partner on your left-hand side, and you have to have one personally sponsored and paid marketing partner on your right-hand side. And you have to have a power plan paid for also, guys, whether it's a PP1, Power Plan 3, or Power Plan 7, it doesn't matter. So remember, you have to have a power plan purchased. You have to have one personally sponsored paid person on your left and one personally paid sponsored person on your right. What that means, guys, is this is basically a binary compensation module, right? But right off the bat, on your lesser leg, you will qualify for a 10% bonus. Now, as soon as you hit personal sales of 100,000 euros, you'll get 12% of your pay leg. So just as an example, let's say that you have 10,000 euros in group sales on your left-hand side. Let's just say that your left-hand side was your power leg. And let's say that you had 5,000 euros in group sales on your right-hand side. Well, obviously, if you have purchased a power plan yourself and you have one personally sponsored paid marketing partner on your left and right, now you're going to receive 10% of that pay leg, right? So on the right-hand side, 5,000 euros in group sales at 10%, you just generated a bonus of 500 euros. And imagine, guys, many of you are getting people coming in from all around the world. And this is not just on digital currency packages, guys. We're talking about physical products from XECoin and services. So your volume can be, obviously in the future, can be massive. So take advantage of this dual team bonus. So now let's talk about the Infinity matching bonus. Obviously, guys, on your first, second, third, and fourth generation, you can qualify for a 5% Infinity matching bonus on each. Now, all Infinity matching bonuses are paid down to the next member in your team who qualifies, and the minimum of 2,000 euros in personal sales, and you have to have 3 personally sponsored paid marketing partners on your left and 3 personally sponsored paid marketing partners on your right. So remember, guys, generations don't mean levels. You can have 10 to 25 levels per generation, but this is what everybody's super excited about. The Infinity bonus from the 4th generation to Infinity, as soon as you hit 250,000 euros in personal sales, again, you're going to qualify for a 1% Infinity bonus all the way down to Infinity. Talk about exciting, guys. 5% on your first generation, 5% on your second, 5% on your third, 5% on your fourth, and then as soon as you qualify, 1% all the way down from your 4th generation to Infinity. Guys, something that has really not been seen in the industry, and obviously because your timing, I tell people, timing is to business as location is to real estate. So many of you have the ability to share this with hundreds of millions of people before they even know who we are. So now let's talk about the payout rules, guys. 60% will be paid out every single Friday to your current account, and you can withdraw that to a bank, debit card, or use in our shop. Now, the other 40% will be paid out every single Friday, so you can buy XECoins, and that will go in your reserve account. Now, the reason why this is exciting, ladies and gentlemen, is because imagine when you're creating an environment where there's more demand than there is supply. What's going to happen to the price point? Simple economics states that that price will start to go up in valuation. And this is what's exciting because we are attracting talent from all around the world, from the 4 corners of the earth. So this is something that is pretty exciting just based on the fact that we have many people already purchasing XECoins on open global exchanges and through our marketing arm, which is the Power On Xpress. So now set your target and receive amazing awards. Let's talk about some rewards, ladies and gentlemen, because many of you are doing an amazing job. You're starting to already go towards these rewards. We've already talked about these beautiful Vertigo docks, but look at this Tag Heuer electric watch. Look at this electric bike. This is a King Power Hublot watch. We're talking about a BMW i8, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine I think it's like a 150,000 euro vehicle, $108,000. What color of BMW i8 would you like, guys? Remember, this is an electric vehicle. Do you want a red one, a black one? Do you want one with flames? It's your BMW. You get to choose whatever color you want. But what I want you to really focus on, guys, is on the bottom right-hand side of the slide. You're looking at a 1 million euro villa. Now, obviously, this reward, when you hit it, ladies and gentlemen, and many of you, because you're working very hard, what I want you to realize is whatever 1 million euros will purchase, the company will put this villa wherever you want, whether you want it in Thailand, Hawaii, France, Italy, Spain. It is your villa. You can put it wherever you want. And obviously this company wants to give these rewards to the marketing partners that are helping us grow around the world. So on this slide, ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at the recognition plan qualifications. And let's just look at the gold level, guys. When you hit the gold, obviously, you get your pin and your Vertigo dock. When you hit your emerald, level, then you're going to be looking at your pin, your smartwatch, and your electronic bike. As a ruby, you're looking at your pin and your Hublot King Power watch. As a sapphire, now you're looking at your pin and your 50,000 euro pension fund. And for many of you diamonds out there, many of you are diamonds in the rough, right? You're looking at your pin and your BMW i8 Spider. Now, for all you royal diamonds out there, future royal diamonds, as soon as you hit that qualification, now you're looking at your pin and your 1 million euro smart villa. Now, what I want you to realize, guys, is whenever you hit that that recognition of royal diamond, and you're putting your 1 million euro villa wherever you want around the world, make sure you save me a room so I can come and do some trainings out of your villa. So now this is a slide of our main office in Singapore, guys. Look at how beautiful this place is. And many of you have already visited our main office. Many of you have been going to our events around the world, and we're super excited about that. Our next Asian Power event is in Bangkok, Thailand, the 25th and 26th of February, 2017. Now, guys, make sure you get back with the person that invited you to this webinar and get to our events, because we want you to meet all the ownership of XECoin, Power On Xpress, and basically any company that's going to push this idea forward, right? We want you to understand that you're working with pioneers in the industry. You're working with titans in the industry, and it's going to allow you to hit the most massive financial home run you've ever had in your entire life, ladies and gentlemen. And again, all we're doing, guys, is we're sharing information on a daily basis and allowing people to understand that they have timing on technology that's changing the way the world works, right? So now the power truly is in your hands, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we tell people one thing. Being a visionary is super exciting, right? We get to see technologies, we get to see opportunities before many people do, because we're entrepreneurs. And you got to remember, guys, the excitement that you've kept as an entrepreneur, right? Because many of us own, a lot of us have been in many businesses in the past, whether it's a traditional brick and mortar or it's an online business. Many of us have had success, and many of us have had failures, right? Because at the end of the day, if you're doing business, you're not always going to win, right? You're going to have some you're going to have some losses along the way, but what you got to remember is you can't give up. You know, we saw a Super Bowl game last night where a team was down 28 points, right? Like literally, it looked like they had literally lost the entire game, that there was no way they'd come back. But they had a guy named Tom Brady as a quarterback that never gave up, right? And he came back and they won in overtime. The reason why that's so valuable to life is, just like Tom Brady and the New England Patriots, guys, you right now might be going through some financial hardships, but don't give up, because as long as you work hard and you take advantage of what's being presented in front of you guys, you can hit the most massive financial grand slam of your entire life with the Power On Xpress. So we thank you very much for spending some quality time with us this afternoon, evening, or morning, guys. Make sure you get back with the person that invited you to this webinar, secure your position, lock arms with us, and go change the world. This is Max Garza III out of North America, guys. This webinar is now adjourned. We'll see you again Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time.